Guys, and welcome back to another video on this channel. We are active again, baby. Today we are switching from Formula 1 and Call of Duty to play something a little bit different. Today we are finding ourselves on MotoGP 2020, one of the best MotoGP games of all time. It's not the best because there are, I think, a few more titles that are taking the number one spot, including, I think, MotoGP 2013 or whatever. And I really want to play this game just because of this, because of the historic mod. As you can see, the market is completed. I got everything, every single rider, and today I just wanna relax a little bit, playing some quick mods, and we're gonna do a time trial, and we're gonna compare whatever offline. I don't care. And we're gonna compare a little bit the bikes and all the stuff. So, for the people that don't know, I think a few months ago or 1 year ago, I think I made a video playing MotoGP Ultimate Race Technology 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And if I'm not mistaken, it was with playing with this bike. I think it was this one. If I'm not mistaken, or it was the 2005 one. I think so, because the 2004 and 2005 are the same fucking bikes. Anyway, and for me, let's say I think I said this story once in that video, but for the people that are watching and they don't know and they don't want to watch it, I'm gonna say it right now again. So basically, when I was a little kid, I grew up with MotoGP, and the thing that really stand out for me the most was watching this motherfucker exactly 2009 winning his last ever MotoGP title, which cemented him like as the best of all time. For me, Valentino Rossi is the best MotoGP rider of all time. Much respect to Marquez, much respect to the others, even the legends like for like the people, you know, for the people like Michael Dohan and Lawson, Schwartz, whatever. Respect to all the people, but for me, Valentino Rossi, what he did in MotoGP, he's undeniable the best ever. For me, is the best ever. And I got a little story. I remember when I was a little kid, I was watching MotoGP, and that time was broadcasted on Eurosport. I don't think they are. No, they don't broadcast that anymore. And I remember watching Valentino Rossi taking his final victory in 2009, winning his 9th title in MotoGP. And straight after 1 week, my grandma sent me a T-shirt, which she was in Italy at the time. She sent me a T-shirt with Valentino Rossi. Was a yellow T-shirt with 46 blue on the front. And I was the happiest kid in the world at that time. So, I'm gonna do just a few laps with the bikes that really stand out the most. And I'm not gonna start with Valentino Rossi. I'm gonna start with Casey Stoner. One of or might be the best rivalry in the MotoGP that has ever seen. So basically, in case you don't know, Casey Stoner was one hell of a rider. And in the words of Valentino Rossi, I remember one time in Laguna Seca, he wanted to go for practice, and the truck was, and the temperature was like zero grade Celsius, wherever. It was freezing, and it was a little bit hard for the riders to go on. But Casey Stoner did that. He did that, and he set it like the fastest lap. He was a second faster than anybody or something like this. And I grew up, like I said, I grew up with Valentino Rossi. He's the best. But then I started to search their rivals, you know, because at that time I didn't really heard about other people, because Valentino Rossi was winning almost everything. Sure, in 2006 and 2007 he didn't win anything. He was very close to win it though. But then I started to watch and learn, and I learned about Casey Stoner and how great this rider was, because he was one of the best for sure. He was one of the best for sure. And to me, the thing is that what he did on Ducati was absolutely mental. Taking 11 wins out of like 19 races or something like that, he was the definition of like demon. He was a speed demon. Valentino Rossi was again a speed demon as well. But the story that literally fascinated me so hard was the problem with Ducati was that Ducati, they are literally like really fast bikes. They have a speed, literally a top speed, incredible speed. But the problem with Ducati is that they are very hard to tame. They are very hard to control it. And in the history of Ducati, there were several riders like Max Biaggi, one of the popular names in Ducati that I can remember, which he couldn't really control the Ducati and make it to like his absolute best of utility. And then comes a guy like Casey Stoner, and Casey Stoner said, okay, let's see what you got. And he basically made his own way of riding this bike. Because in reality, like I said before, like I mentioned before, Ducati was really fast, but it was very hard to control. Okay, I think I did the... Oh no, I think I did it again, right? Okay, I need to restart. Just because I did something real bad. But anyway, we're gonna do it, don't worry. So, basically... whatever. Okay, so, yeah, this is something incredible. Because what he did on that bike was something incredible. And... before Pecco Bagnaia winning again the titles in 2022 and 2023, no other driver had the opportunity to win on Ducati. And we're talking like names, big names like Valentino Rossi. In 2011, he was on Ducati after leaving Yamaha because of because of Jorge Lorenzo, which he became the 2010 world champion at that time. And basically, for me, it was again something unbelievable. So basically, he was on Ducati, he couldn't tame it. He couldn't do absolutely nothing. And Casey Stoner was again one hell of a rider. After learning a little bit more about him and how he was and whatever, and again he retired too early in my opinion. I feel like he should have retired a little way later. But what it is, what it is. He unfortunately has some problems. He had some chronic fatigue syndrome, which basically made him stop. And also he was lactose intolerant as well, which again, it was a big problem. I mean, it was like a really big problem, but at the time it was. So yeah, I really... Okay, I'm making myself laugh. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's restart. So yeah, for me it was something incredible, like what he could achieve. He's a two-time world champion, winning the title in 2007 and 2011, but his legacy still stands out today, because a lot of people are questioning, because now I'm getting back on MotoGP as well, after... Oh my gosh, I'm doing so bad. After a long time I'm getting back on MotoGP as well. And a lot of people are questioning what would have happened if Casey Stoner didn't retire and he could have, let's say, raced against Marc Marquez. That would have been an incredible duel. And surely Casey Stoner would have won at least a few titles more. But we never know. Okay, so at the moment it's very bad because the controls in MotoGP, I don't really know MotoGP that well. I'm still trying to learn the game, but let's just do a few laps and talk about a little bit, about the MotoGP and stuff. So yeah, Casey Stoner at the moment, we're riding with him in his on his 2007 Desmosedici Ducati bike. Again, a very nice bike, but I can't tame it for fuck all. Okay, it doesn't matter. So let's see, and then after that we're gonna try to switch up with another rider, and let's see. Okay, so let's see what can we do. So I think enough talking at the moment. Okay, so I'm trying a mode that I saw online, because MotoGP is really really hard to control. It's not that easy. It's not like in Formula One. It's very very hard to control. And I'm trying to do. You see this? I'm trying to do like a Senna-esque movement. You know, like tapping the brakes. You know, like try to brake before the corner. You know what I mean? Just like tapping the brake. You know, not really pushing the pedal to the max. And it kind of works, but at the same time it doesn't really work. Let's see the time though. It doesn't matter if it's invalid or not. I don't care. I just want to see the time. The time. So yeah, Casey Stoner again. One hell of a rider. One of the best. There are some people that are calling him literally like the GOAT of MotoGP just because his talent was literally unmatched. And somehow I believe it. I mean, he was, again, like I said, he was unstoppable. But for me, again, Valentino Rossi was he was miles ahead. He was miles ahead. Valentino Rossi was miles ahead, in my opinion. Not because I have a bias or something, but just because for me, Valentino Rossi completed MotoGP. I mean, what was left for him to do? He won the title in every single category in MotoGP, right? He won the title in 2 strokes, 4 strokes, MotoGP. He won everything. He didn't need to prove anything. And the fact that he went on after completing, and so basically with him, it's, I mean, for the people that maybe don't know or something, basically Valentino Rossi won the title with the best bike, and he won the title with one of the worst bikes. So for example, take 2003 for example, dominating 2003 with Repsol Honda, yeah, and winning, not winning every race, but being on the podium all the time. And then he went up to switch to Yamaha, which Yamaha was a very, very unstable bike. And after that, even though it was unstable, Valentino Rossi managed to put that bike on the top and literally winning in his first ever season with Yamaha, which was something unheard of. Unheard of. And then in 2005, he retained the title. Again, another dominant display showed by him. 2006 and 2007, like I said before, he lost. Okay, so he made 127. That's alright. Okay, and now let's... okay, we made 127. 127.843. Let's just make a quick photo just to memorize, but my phone is absolutely crap. I need to change it. I'm gonna do just to compare the laps, you know. Okay, so we did 127.8. Okay. Now, let's switch up the riders and let's see what can we do now. So now I'm gonna choose... I'm gonna do still Germany because I really like the track. It's alright, it's alright. Okay, so now we're gonna go on again on 4 strokes, and we are gonna go with... Let's go with 2003 Valentino Rossi. Again, this version of Rossi, again, I don't want to sound like I have bias or something, but again, this version of Rossi at Honda was clear of any version of Marquez at Honda. In my opinion, I don't know. The Rossi, I don't know. Rossi was the guy. Basically, he completed MotoGP. So now MotoGP again. I really do enjoy MotoGP. I'm not gonna lie. It's really really fun, especially as a Ducati fan, as a Ducati course fan, wherever. It's really fun to watch the, let's say, the duel at the moment between Pecco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez at the moment contesting for the title, which I think he's gonna win because he's too good. But for me, it doesn't matter how titles he can win or whatever. It doesn't matter for me. Valentino Rossi will always be the best of all time, because when you think MotoGP, you think Valentino Rossi straight. Same in Formula One. It doesn't matter if Hamilton wins his 8 or Max Verstappen can win 10 titles in a row. I just don't care. For me, Michael Schumacher will always be the best. So yeah, let's see what can we do with Repsol Honda Rossi. Because maybe for the newer fans, you know, that heard of Marquez at Honda, some people maybe didn't even hear about Rossi at Honda, because before Marquez at Honda, Rossi was the guy at Honda. And it's really strange because he left in a really strange circumstances. Not gonna lie, really not gonna lie, really strange circumstances. Basically, the Honda boss telling that it wasn't Rossi who won the titles, more like the bikes. And then Valentino Rossi, of course, got really upset and said, "Ah, all right, it's the bikes. Okay, I'm gonna prove to you that it's not the bikes." And then he went on Yamaha, and of course, the condition when he went on Yamaha basically agreed that you are gonna build the team around me completely. All right, you're gonna build a team around me completely. You're gonna kinda ignore the whatever Colin Edwards teammate or whatever he was, and you're gonna do the times, you're gonna do the bike after me. Okay, so we did a 125, so already 2 seconds faster, or maybe 2 point something seconds faster than what we did on Ducati. I don't know. Those bikes are indeed a little bit easy to ride. Literally, they feel a little bit much easier compared to like the 2007 or whatever. But yeah, indeed, MotoGP, the game is pretty hard to play, not gonna lie, because you have to really know. You see, you have to really balance everything. If you go a little bit too wide, or if you're speeding, you have to brake. You see, you have to brake a lot. You have to use your brake. It's much harder than Formula 1. It's much harder than Formula 1. So we did a 125. Let's see if we can make even faster than that. Maybe we can do. Maybe. I don't think so. We'll see though. But look at this bike though. The way the lever is, bro, everything looks so much better back in the day, bro. I don't care, bro. I do not care. I don't care. Maybe might be a nostalgia bias, whatever. But for me, I don't care, bro. It was looking so much better. Everything. Just look at this livery. Do you see those type of liveries back in the back now on the grid? Like seriously speaking. Okay, so I think we did even faster. We did okay, let's see. Any session, let's see. So we did. Okay, so we are basically faster. So we did 125, 940. Okay, we're a little bit faster. Okay, and now let's switch up to another rider. Let's see who I'm gonna try to play with on Germany again. So we did 125.9. This is, I can remember. And now let's switch up with who? Let's switch up. Let's switch with Valentino Rossi 2009. Let's see what is gonna happen. And I think that's it. I know this might be quite an interesting episode, whatever. Quite unexpected, whatever. But for me, I just said, why not? Let's just have, let's just have a little bit of, because it's really interesting. I said, let me just have a little bit of fun and let's kick in and let me record the MotoGP. Because maybe I'm gonna do a series on MotoGP. I don't know, try to wreck race or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? So yeah, for me, the 2000, let me restart. So for me, the 2009 Yamaha bike of Rossi will forever ever stand out because I remember this bike like it was yesterday. That's why I have a deep, I don't know, some really nice memory of this bike because I remember it like it was yesterday. Seeing this bike on Eurosport was something incredible. And like I said, the thing that really, which hurts me a little bit, it's because the thing that hurts me the most at the moment is that, I didn't even know that Rossi retired. Because at one point they stopped broadcasting the MotoGP in my country, and I literally didn't know that Rossi retired. And I was in 2023 when I found out that he retired in 2021, bro. And I was so mad. I was like, what? He was still racing? I didn't have any idea. I literally didn't have any idea. I thought after 2009 he retired. But no. And I got so mad. I got so pissed off. Like literally you cannot understand how pissed off I was that I didn't know. So yeah, bro, I was, yeah, but yeah, it was shame, really, really shame, because I couldn't see this guy even more. That's the thing. That's the thing when you live in a country like that, you don't have the rights and the television don't care because it's not popular in your country. People watching motorsports, you know. Okay, I think this is gonna be quite a bad lap. I think so. I don't know. So we did like a 125.9 or something. Let's see if we can beat it. I don't think so. We're gonna be able to. Even though it's invalid lap, I don't care. I literally don't care if it's invalid or not. And also for me, I really, really like the... Okay, so we did a 127. Alright. That was a slow slap. Okay, let's try this one more time. And also, what I really liked about Valentino Rossi was the helmets, bro. Bro, his helmets were absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, let's do one more lap on this one. And then we're going to do one more lap with Casey Stoner. But this time we're going to do a Casey Stoner in Honda, which he moved from Ducati and then he won the title. His last ever title in MotoGP. Okay, let's see. Because I really want to make some different type of contents. I'm going to try to do some horror games as well, but I don't really have anything in plan to try. If I'm going to see something like which is pleasing to the eye, I'm going to try it. I'm not going to try to play Outlast or something just because I finished those games way too many times, again with Outlast 2 as well and all the stuff. And yeah, I'm going to try to do something that is not really popular, you know. Okay, I went a lot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm rewinding or stuff. You know, it doesn't really matter. Just want, it's my video, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. To be honest with you. Okay, so we're riding pretty nice. Pretty nice, pretty nice, pretty nice. So the Senna throttle technique kind of works in MotoGP, to be honest with you. Literally kind of does. Well, not in this case, but in general it kind of does. Because it's literally something like quite similar, you know. Braking, you know, and then... Okay, so we are... I think we matched... Somehow we matched the Ducati. Let me just see if we matched the Ducati or not, because we did a 127, it was? Let me see, let me check. So it was 127.700, and okay, so we did like a 1/10 faster than the... Okay, fair enough. So at the moment, Repsol Honda Rossi is still the fastest. Fair enough. This is, yeah. Okay, and for the last lap, we're gonna do a Casey Stoner. We're gonna do a 2011 Casey Stoner, which he was a beast. He was a beast on this bike. Not gonna lie, he was a beast. Let's see if we can beat the other Stoner with him. Okay, everything is on softs. Just listen to the sound, bro. Even the bikes, the way they sounded back in the day, and the way they sound now. Everything sounds like a vacuum cleaner nowadays, bro. In motorsports, absolutely everything. In Formula One, they have those V6 which are pretty mid, pretty bad, to be honest. In MotoGP, we have those bikes that they don't really sound at all. I don't know, bro. Everything is getting fucked up nowadays. Absolutely everything. Okay. Okay, let's see. I don't think... Oh, no, that. This is gonna be a shit lap. This is gonna be a very bad lap, not gonna lie. I know this already is gonna be a really bad lap. We need to beat the 125 point, I don't know, point 4 or something. And imagine if we can do that again with the Honda. Because we beat Ducati Stoner, we beat it already. Let's see if we can beat Rossi Honda. Getting too wide. It's not good. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I think we did it. Let's do another one just in case. Wait. Okay, I think we did it. I think we've done it. I think we beat it, but I'm gonna do just one more just to make case. So we did 125.4 or something, which is good. This corner I need to really know how to master it because it's not that hard. So this one I can really brake a little bit on with full force. This is what I was trying to say. I can brake it with full force and maybe I can have a even better exit. Okay, here again I can't really do that. Oh, for fuck's sake. You see, this game is pretty hard. It's pretty hard, not gonna lie. Pretty hard. No, for fuck's sake. I'm getting embarrassed, but it is what it is. That's alright. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not gonna be alright. It's not gonna be alright by any chance, by any means. Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? Okay, fair enough. I don't know, it looks a little bit better, not gonna lie. Okay. No way. There's no way we're gonna be below. Okay. I think that's it for today's episode. We did end session, we did 125.478. I think just a few milliseconds faster than what we did with Rossi. Or I think it's the same, but it might be faster than what we did with Rossi. Because I think with Rossi was like 125.5 and we started 125.4. So let's say we did it with Stoner. We were faster with Stoner. And yeah, what can I say? Maybe we can do as well a championship in the future videos. Maybe we can do, you know, maybe we can do a championship when we're gonna be like, maybe with our driver. and we can switch. We can choose like some of the dominance bikes to see if we can really do better or not. So what can I say? Thank you guys for watching. I know maybe it might be a little bit long, but it doesn't matter. I was really enjoying this thing. Thank you so much for watching, and see you at the next clip. Peace.